Hi, in this video I'm sharing my brief stargazing guide for December and early January in the Northern Hemisphere, which you might find useful if you are interested in watching objects in the night sky. I have made this guide to be suitable for watching the night sky in the urban, partly because I have not much time to go to places with dark skies. You will see better if you can view from a spot with minimal lights. Although it is not possible to see much in the night sky if you are watching from a light-polluted urban area, you can still think about it as a way to locate objects that you may want to study more when you get a chance to visit places with dark skies. This guide shows the approximate position of objects in the night sky between 9 to 10 p.m., around 50 degrees north of equator. You should also be able to use it before or after this time. You only need to know that the objects in the night sky will be shifted compared to the illustrations used in this guide. All illustrations have been generated using Stellarium Web. You can access Stellarium Web through this address. I'm using red color, so if you use this guide outdoors, it does not impair your ability to see. I'm starting with the list of objects that we are going to find in the east and southern east sky, because this is the side that new objects emerge as the year progresses. Facing this direction, we are going to see several stars: Procyon, Polaris, Betelgeuse, Orion, Capella, and Aldebaran. We will also see three constellations, namely Orion, Gemini, Auriga, and finally we'll see one star cluster, Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters. Like November, we still do not have much to talk about in the southern sky for a light-polluted urban area, so I will move straight to the western sky. In the western and northwestern sky, we are going to find the stars Vega and Deneb, the constellation Cygnus, the Swan, and the asterism Northern Cross. We will also see how to find the constellation Cassiopeia from this side. Now, turning to the northern sky, if we watched my November video, you will notice that the northern sky objects remain the same, but they have rotated slightly counterclockwise around Polaris. So in this guide, we'll be finding the Big Dipper, Polaris, the Little Dipper, and again Cassiopeia. So let us begin with the eastern and southeastern sky. Because I'm making this guide to be suitable in the urban, I'll pick the stars that are bright enough to be easily seen first, and then use arbitrary patterns to find particular objects. I'll start with two pairs of stars that can easily be identified, one low and another high up. The stars in the two pairs can be connected like this and this. The pair on the lower side is part of the constellation Gemini, and the one on the upper side is part of the constellation Auriga. As you can see, the name of the star on the top is Capella, while the one at the bottom is Polaris. The names of the other two stars are as shown. To the right of these pairs of stars is one bright reddish star that can be connected with lines to form a shape like this. This bright reddish star here is the red giant Betelgeuse. From Betelgeuse, try to draw a line straight up until it hits the next bright star like this. If you have done it right, the star you have just hit is Aldebaran. Again, from Betelgeuse, try to draw a line in the down left direction until it hits the next bright star in that direction like this. The star down here is Procyon. Lastly, from Betelgeuse, draw another line in the right direction like this until it hits the next bright star. This star is Orion. You may wish to draw two more connecting lines, one up here like this and another down here like this, to form three triangle-like shapes with a tail on the right. Between Betelgeuse and Rigel, see if you can find 3 faint stars arranged in a line like this. This is Orion's belt. While on this part of the sky, let us try to make a harder attempt to identify Pleiades, the 7 sisters. If you watched my November video, you might remember that Aldebaran is known as the follower because it raises after Pleiades. So Pleiades is on the upper side of Aldebaran. Just see if you can find a patch of fuzzy light above Aldebaran that you can connect with a line like this. That is Pleiades. You can also draw another line from Capella to Pleiades like this to see if your shape matches what you see here. From here, we are now ready to identify constellations in this area. First, Auriga. From Capella, try to trace a hexagon shape like this. Down, down right, right, up, left, and then complete the shape. Some of the stars may be hard to see, but if you managed to get this shape, then you have large part of the constellation Auriga. Next is the constellation Orion, also known as the Hunter. Betelgeuse, Rigel, and Orion's belt are in this constellation. The shape of Orion can be traced like this. From Betelgeuse, which is one of the shoulders of the Hunter, try to trace up the head like this, then right to the other shoulder, down right to the belt, then right to Rigel, the front knee of the Hunter, down left to the other knee, up left to the belt, and finally back to Betelgeuse. That completes large part of Orion. While it is not possible to see the rest of the stars in the constellation Gemini under the light-polluted city sky, let me trace them for you. Gemini is a Latin word for twins, and this pair of stars here represent the heads of the twins. Now, beginning with Polaris, we have one of the twins looking like this, and the other looking like this. If you happen to be in an area with dark sky, you should be able to see all stars in this constellation. As you can see, Gemini looks like stickman image of twins holding hands. Now, let us move to the western sky. Looking towards the northwestern direction around 9 to 10 p.m. in December, the brightest star that you see on its way to set is Vega. To confirm that you're looking at Vega, trace a line in the left up direction like this until you hit another bright star. If you have done it right, the star you have just hit is Deneb, the farthest star you can see with naked eye, even in the light-polluted city sky. From Deneb, drop a line down to the next bright star like this, and then to another star further down like this. From the star in the middle, draw a line to connect with another star to the left like this, and another one to the right like this. This cross-like shape is the asterism Northern Cross. The Northern Cross is part of constellation Cygnus, the swan, which we can complete by extending the wings like this and this. Since Cassiopeia is almost overhead, you can easily trace it while looking west by drawing a line from Deneb towards the up left direction like this until it hits a bright star above. If you have done it right, then the star you have just hit is part of the constellation Cassiopeia. You can then complete the shape of Cassiopeia by drawing the rest of the lines like this. Now, let us turn to the northern sky. We begin by finding the Big Dipper by looking for 3 stars aligned like this. Once you see these stars, you can now try to draw the shape of the Big Dipper, beginning with the star at the bottom and connecting the three stars like this. This is part of the handle of the Big Dipper. Continue upwards by drawing a line through a faint star like this, then right to connect with the next star like this, then up, left, and finally down. This completes the shape of Big Dipper. Now we are ready to find the Little Dipper. We begin by extending the line at the end of Big Dipper like this until it hits the next bright star. If you have done it right, the star you have just hit is Polaris, the star that seems to remain at a fixed position all night with other stars rotating around it counterclockwise. Polaris marks the beginning of the Little Dipper's handle. Most of the stars forming Little Dipper may be hard to see if we are watching from light-polluted area. So we will identify another bright star in Little Dipper first. Starting from Polaris, drop a line downwards like this until it hits a bright star below. This star is another point of Little Dipper, and it is called the core curve. To confirm that we have things right, you can draw another line back to Big Dipper like this and see if we get a right angle triangle shape. From Polaris, I'm now going to trace the complete shape of Little Dipper through the other faint stars. Down, down again, and further down. This completes the handle of the Little Dipper. Now we continue to trace the scoop like this. Down left, down right, up right, and finally up left. That completes the shape of the Little Dipper. Finally, we complete our December night sky tour by finding Cassiopeia while facing north. From Polaris, extend a line in the up-left direction like this until it hits a bright star that is almost overhead. If you have done it right, then you have hit the middle star in the constellation Cassiopeia. You can now complete the shape of Cassiopeia by connecting the rest of the stars like this. As you can see, in December, Cassiopeia looks like the letter M if we are facing north around 9 to 10 p.m. That is the end of our December brief tour of the night sky in the Northern Hemisphere. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.